Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Yes, sir. Thursday, baby. Week flying. The flying week. I know you love that. Thursday night football already here, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm actually looking forward to this one. Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles NFC East showdown. You mix that in with one of the most I wouldn't say boring. There's maybe a game and a half that's interesting on this college basketball slate. I always can find a good one, but uh, definitely have my eyes on some football tonight. Washington and the Eagles. Commanders 3.5 point dogs on the road. I got my man Jaden Chandler Parnell. He'll be here in a second. We'll touch on this game plus the rest of the NFL slate. Also, get his thoughts on some college football. Things getting down to the wire here on the gridiron. We are mid-November, baby. Where we at? 2 weeks exactly from Thanksgiving. Y'all better get them turkeys. Better get your hams before it's too late. They run out these days. Back in my day, they didn't. Man, that's all you can get. You buy a spiral ham and get a free turkey down here at the local grocer. Not a bad deal at all. Get the ham and the turkey. Anyway, beautiful week of games. I'm actually looking forward to a lot of these games in the NFL, and we're gonna find out right now from my man JC from the JC Pod, Jaden Chandler Parnell. We're gonna find out which games matter in college. Let's see what the hell's going on down there on the collegiate gridiron. How we doing today, man? We got the coach shirt on,
Man,
feeling fantastic.
we're back. As the people are screaming in the streets down here in the I forget what Indy is. I think it's the 317 free AR-5. It's getting
Hmm.
screamed loud, but no, I'm doing great,
AR's
man.
AR's back, so therefore
Oh yeah,
the Colts are back. Is that what we're hearing?
pretty much big game this week against the Jets. Jets. If we lose to the Jets, I'm out. I'm just gonna accept that. All right, it's a building year for AR, but if we win against the Jets, we're back. This is the week to decide it. But how you doing, my guy?
Oh man, beautiful, beautiful. Uh, Last night I was thinking on the eighth day of college basketball is when you put up. I've been thinking about putting up the Christmas tree. Is what I'm getting at. College basketball comes around. That's when you know the holidays are here. Time to start celebrating life. You know.
I can't blame you. I honestly hate to say it, but I'm more on the side of if you put the tree up early, I'm not. I'm starting to become indifferent to it. I used to be like, "What the hell are we doing?" Now I'm like, "Hey, not
Hey,
bad. I understand it."
you only get so much time to enjoy it. Why wait?
I, hey, can't blame you at all. I'm starting to be like, "Hey, man, it's not a bad idea.
Man, speaking
Might
of
not be a
enjoy,
bad idea."
speaking of enjoying it. What games you looking forward to on this college slate this weekend? Whether it's tonight,
Not a
tomorrow,
lot of them.
Saturday. There's got to be a few.
There's a few. Tonight I might take East Carolina minus 14.5 just to have something in college. But past that, meh. Game that should be interesting. Tulane Navy. Just keep an eye on that. Tulane trying to keep their playoff hopes alive for the college
Tulane,
football
the
playoffs.
Green Wave.
The Green Wave. Navy, that's a huge game for conference as well. First bet of the day I have though, Colorado. Wish I got it at 10.5. Now it's 11.5. I will take it. Utah has been bad on offense, and their defense is traveling. Utah plays a lot better at home than they do on the road, so this is a pretty good spot here for Colorado. And now that they control their own destiny, this is gonna be a great game. Utah's coming off I don't want to say a horrible loss, but it was. I don't know if you saw the videos. I've seen all that. It was the Holy War was a tough loss. So they're going to come in probably ready to play.
I've seen a little bit.
So they're either going to come in ready to play or the boys are going to be absolutely defeated. But either way, I think Deion's going to have the Colorado boys ready to go because they control their own path to the college football playoffs. I don't think they're going to be messing around anymore. And hey, that defense keeps showing up like it has been. Dude, that defense is good. Like
Colorado?
it's been, yeah, I haven't heard anybody really talk about it too much. That defense has been like sneaky good for a Big 12 defense, obviously, compared to how bad it was last year. It's been.
They can't talk about positive stuff, man.
That is
they only
fair.
talk about the negatives.
I wish Colorado did get a lot more positive media, but I also understand why they don't, because Deion don't get a lot of reporters. So it's like, hey, comes with the territory. I understand it. Second bet, Mr. Worldwide on the. I do love Deion. No, I don't hope he doesn't dunk on me.
Oh yeah,
Mr. World.
Yeah.
Well, we love Deion around here. We coming.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide on the road to your boys' favorite boys, Jacksonville State minus 13.5. They almost lost in double overtime to La Tech last week, which was a scary loss. So I think that this week Rich Rod's been riding their ass. I think this is a bounce back performance where they win by 14-21 because that was scary last week. I almost got chills about it thinking about how close that was because as a guy who has a ticket on them to win a conference, that would have been the dagger. Notre Dame minus 22.5 against Virginia. First time I'm betting on Notre Dame since probably NIU. It's been a minute.
The second week of the season, gave up.
I've been pissed off for a minute, and they've just been winning, and they've actually been getting better every week of the season. So this is just something where it's like Virginia's coming off a huge win, and Notre Dame coming off they played a kindergarten team at this point, and FSU they just fired their whole staff. I think Notre Dame's going to win this game by close to 30-ish, just because they can't mess around. Like to get in the college football playoffs, they have to keep winning, especially because they don't have a conference game, so they can't mess around any of these games.
They gotta get those style points.
They do. They truly do. And Riley Leonard has been playing a lot better. He seems to, it makes sense to transfer quarterback after a few weeks. He's starting to understand the system a little bit better. Two games to be fun to watch: Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, Florida. You mentioned those two. Those would be some great games this weekend. LSU fighting for playoff lives. Georgia, Tennessee, both fighting for the playoff lives potentially. Boise State, 13.5. They kind of had a scary game last week. Look for them to another similar situation where they had a scary game last week. Look for them to bounce back. San Jose State isn't horrible though. They just made bowl eligibility though, and with how shaky San Jose has been, I mean, there's a chance that this game could be a 30. It's either going to be a 30-point win for Boise State, or Boise's going to win this by like 7, and it's going to be more of a sweat than it needed to be for. It's going to be one of the two. I can't figure it out. Genty's going to go wild though. You know that. Did you see what stat line last week? I think it was like 30 rushes, 204 yards, and 2-3 touchdowns off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, the kid. Yeah, the kid knows what he's doing back there, man.
It really does. I missed a noon game earlier. I might jump on with you. Texas minus 13.5 against Arkansas. Interested in it. That might be something I do end up.
How could you not?
They've been playing really good, and Quinn Ewers looks a little bit healthier, and healthier Quinn Ewers actually plays pretty decent football. A lot better than what that guy was playing. I will say that. Last two games, Oregon minus 14.5 against Wisconsin. Speaks for itself, and it's plus 100 on a certain book. I think they just win this game by 17. So it's like a situation where it's like, I like that number. I don't know what Wisconsin's going to put up on offense, and like I said, this similar situation probably going to stay for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Unless Oregon's parking the bus to get to the Big Ten championship game, they should probably win by about 17 against Wisconsin. Last game, fishy number, BYU minus 2.5. Kansas played a really good game last week against Iowa State.
No, that was the fishiest thing I've ever saw last week. I'm like, Iowa State minus 2.5. How do you not bet the house on it? Didn't touch it, thankfully, because Kansas just turkey dog whooped them. But I was like, how is that in line? Like, what is going on here?
I got a stat for you. I forgot to bring it up on my show. Big 12, big drama. 12 go-ahead scores in the final minute of the game. 21 lead changes in the fourth quarter of conference games. 23 conference games decided by one score. These lines are fishy as hell, boy. I mean, it makes me nervous because I'm seeing BYU minus 2.5, and it's like, why are they only 2.5-point favorites? So I'm willing to just be wrong about this one because I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I think this is a bit of an overreaction to the Kansas win and the BYU close
win. Man,
I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that one.
You can't do
It's
it.
fishy.
Man,
Late night action too.
they almost got me last week. If it would have been 2 weeks ago, I would have had money on Iowa State. If it wasn't some college basketball I was betting, I would have had money on Iowa State.
That was crazy. I can't even remember if I ended up having that game because it just got ran away so early. I think I was going to wait for it live, and I looked at it. Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, no, it was
Devin
like
Neal ran wild.
yeah, it was like 37-10 by the time I realized anything was going on.
Yeah, that score was a lot closer at the end than that game was. That game was a beat down. Very similar to Monday Night Football. Just an absolute beat down.
Man. Don't even remind me.
4 red zone trips.
Oh, but Stafford had to have a Dolphins ticket somewhere in his life, but that's a joke. I'm not serious about.
We hate it. Hate to see it. That boy gambling. Anyway.
Man. I took the Rams live in that one. I ain't come in the game with the Rams, but
Hey. Same here, man.
yeah, I already know. You're rubbing off
God
on me,
damn it.
and it ain't a good way.
God damn it.
Ain't a good way.
Man, Bill Belichick was talking up the Rams too before the pregame. So I was able to finally talk to myself like, yeah, I do like their D line. I do like that. So why not?
The whole world was. The whole
they just didn't
world
show
was.
up.
The
I
whole
think they
world
forgot
was.
they had a game on Monday. I think they thought they played Sunday.
Man, the whole world was, bro. And it's not even gonna be close. I was hearing stuff like that. Oh, yeah.
Right. You want to hear something crazy, by the way?
Yeah, always.
NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Plus 5,000, Caleb Williams. What a fall from grace the Bears have had.
Oh,
And hey, we told you first what I say at the beginning of the season. The Bears fans do it every single year. They
yeah.
gotta give it some time.
I mean, it's Caleb Williams. The kid's special. Man, I never understood it, bro. I never saw it. I never saw it with Bryce Young in college, and I never saw it with him in college. Like, I think we run away with too many of these highlight tapes on Instagram where we see 4 or 5 beautiful passes. I mean, every quarterback could throw a pretty pass. They're playing quarterback for a reason. At some
And it
point,
also,
somebody
go
saw
ahead,
him throw a pretty pass and said, "You're going to be our quarterback at the D1 level."
So yeah, it also doesn't help that he's basically playing behind paper mache. And instead of getting an offensive line for him, they're like, we should get Keenan Allen, who's overweight. And we go, you know what? Let's pay DJ Moore. And you know what? Let's draft Roma Dunze.
That's the answer.
Weapons. And then meanwhile, they're watching Caleb just get his head chopped off every single game. Like, why does their offense stink? Also, I just want to say some funny stats about Matt Eberflus. 2 fired offensive coordinators within the last, I think, 14 months. Getsy, who was his first offensive coordinator, fired again. Fired twice. Bears can't get it right ever. That's just why I just want to end on. Bears just can't get it right.
Man, the Bears. And yeah, people are betting them this weekend.
Who do they play again?
Packers.
But they have a better offensive coordinator. What are they going to change in a week is my question.
Caleb Williams, man. The kid's special.
Give some time. He's going to be a good quarterback. A top 15 quarterback.
I mean, the kid's special.
I agree. He's going to be the next Trevor Lawrence.
Right on track.
As of right now, that's really where we're looking at. Man. Shout out Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
Shout out to Trevor freaking Lawrence, man.
Got that bag, though.
Man.
Hey,
that's all you could ask for.
Hey, and as a Colts fan, shout out Trevor Lawrence, man.
Shout out Trevor Lawrence.
Man, the Jags stink. I know it's more than just him, but they stink.
Oh,
So do the Texans, by the way. I got a fun stat for you in that game when we get there.
the Texans?
Oh yeah, the Houston Texans.
I got a fun stat for you. If it's not the same stat, I'll let you go
Ooh.
first. But anyway, before we get there, we got a game tonight. Washington Commanders, 3.5 point dogs against the Eagles. Eagles, home favorites by 3.5. Money line -200. Total here, 48 and a hook. Man, I can't believe this thing it's going the opposite way I expected.
That hooks clutch for me because I'll take the Commanders at. Excuse me. 3.5. And this is a perfect teaser number too. I love it. You get them at 10.5. Or sorry, but that'd be 9.5.
Yeah.
Almost perfect teaser number, but it's not bad. If you want to move it up to 7, it wouldn't be horrible. But I just like getting that 3.5, honestly, because it just feels like it's gonna be a close game. I mean, it's a Thursday night football game. These games are unpredictable as can be. So the fact that you're giving us the hook, thank you. Because yeah, I mean, anything can happen. I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles won this by like 10, but I mean, I don't think on short week it's gonna be too crazy.
Ah, man. And that's the thing. We're seeing this for the first time, in my opinion. Uh, like the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Commanders we're gonna see. This is the first time we're seeing them come off of a heartbreaking loss. This is the first time we're seeing Jaden Daniels Thursday night. First time we're seeing like a lot. This first time we're seeing a lot of this combination of what the Commanders are. We know
Yeah,
what
and then also
the Eagles are.
to go along with that, is Jaden Daniels still hurt? I mean, he's been playing okay, but it's not like he was. Is he hitting the rookie walls? He's still hurt. That's another question we can have too. So it's interesting to see because like ribs aren't fun to play with. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of them things where it's like, man, it's hard to mess around with. Like it's hard to do shit when you can't when the middle of your body ain't working. Two other things I like though, by the way, Terry McLaurin over 16.5 receiving yards and over 4.5 receptions. Those are in games that he's getting involved. Those are hitting with ease. So it's like it's one of the things where it's like I'm not worried about that hitting if he gets involved. If he doesn't get involved, then it's like, well, he's gonna have one for 19 or like 3 for 30, like he does on those other two stinker games. Sorry, we're gonna go with the trifecta per usual. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. Obviously, we're gonna wait for Saquon Barkley's odds to drop for better because I mean, they get to 1 yard line, that's tush push, so it's awesome for us because then Saquon Barkley's odds will get higher because yeah, 180 is nasty. And then also Brian Robinson Jr. I'm going to take him if the Commanders get in the red zone.
Man, both of these quarterbacks plus money for passing touchdowns.
I was about to say that's something I was going to throw out there as well. Is hey, if you like either of them to throw for 2 passing touchdowns, it's plus money.
You think
And the Eagles' defense, iffy. Commanders' defense.
I know. Part of me just yeah. I mean, I'm expecting a shootout.
This game could turn into it. Honestly, this could be similar to the Ravens Bengals.
I mean, it's like superstars, bad defenses, and superstars.
And your boy
Daniels, my boy. That's my boy, Jaden Daniels.
Right behind your right ear.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Nussmeier.
Man, that's we can talk about him in a later day. Nussmeier, not the biggest fan of Nussmeier. Jacksonville, the Jaguars, they're taking on Detroit. Detroit, the Lions, baby. Don't know why I said it twice. Lions -13.5.
New York.
Juiced up. This is the biggest line I've seen all season off the top of my head. Total set at 46 and a hook. Man. I mean,
Lay it.
you gonna lay it?
I think so. Mac Jones is starting again. Last week they didn't do shit on offense. I mean, I'm just trying to think. I mean, if we saw what the Lions did to the Texans in the second half, I mean, what are they going to do to the Jaguars? I just don't know how the Jaguars are going to score. Like, I expect the Lions to score the usual 28 to 30, and I just don't know how the Jaguars get to 14. I really don't. I hate to say it, but
So
especially against that good defense.
Drake May starting for the Jaguars?
Drake May's on the Patriots. No, it's the guy that Drake May replaced. Mac Jones, Mr. Gritty Boy.
He's starting for the Jaguars?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is out again.
Sheesh.
Yeah, the only touchdown they scored last week was a QB sneak by him. Well, I'll let you know. Yeah, he was letting that shit loose on that dance, though. The boy was hitting that shit. Oh, yeah, that boy, I don't think that boy knew he was going to score a touchdown again, so he was hitting that shit. Yeah, give me the Lions minus 13.5 with all that being said.
Yeah, give me the Lions, man. I get you.
I mean, I just don't, like I said, they might score 40. Also, Jahmyr Gibbs rushing over. Jahmyr Gibbs, Monty, anytime touchdowns per usual. And until Amon-Ra, until the streak dies, we're going to ride Amon-Ra because I don't know how long they're going to keep the thing going, right? But I mainly love the Jahmyr Gibbs rushing over because especially if it's at like 60, 58, 60 where it's been, that's been money this season. 70, 80s where it's like little sketch.
Man. No, yeah, I love it. I love it. Love it all, man. I ain't mad at it.
This game might get ugly, dude.
Packers?
And also, hey, they're also an NFL team, though. So there is a chance that they do show up. But
the Bears?
Oh. I guess we can talk about them.
You talking about the Jaguars?
Yeah. I just wanted to at least say something nice about them. I kind of buried them for most of the show. I had to say something nice. They're an NFL team. They do have NFL players. They might show up.
Man.
That's all I wanted to say.
They're getting paid nice. We can talk about them ugly. Packers. 5.5-point favorites. Game was 6.5 earlier in the week. 5.5 taking on the Bears. The Bears. Everything's falling apart in Chicago. Total set at 40 in the hook here. I don't think the books are expecting the Bears to score. I don't know why this thing's 5.5. It should be 25.5 if you ask me. But I'm not betting it. I'm boycotting the damn Packers. Just for personal reasons.
Man, this is like, what is this, like 4 weeks in a row now you've said a perfect eulogy for me? I use that word right? No, you said it perfect. Love the number. For personal reasons, I can't bet this game. So, I'm sick of them, man. I'm tired of them not covering after they should be covering. But I probably would take some Josh Jacobs stats. But yeah, for personal reasons, we're going to not bet this game. Maybe take them in a teaser to get them to like plus something. But
man, I'm just gonna leave them alone, bro.
Let them do their thing.
Let them do their thing, man. Let them do their thing, bro. Y'all go ahead, bro. Go ahead and go ahead.
Let the boys be boys.
I mean, it's Packers or nothing, right? You can't bet the Bears in this situation.
Yeah, I like said I don't know if I said it live for this pre-show. I don't know what the Bears changed in a week. Genuinely, I just don't know what they're going to change offensively in a week. The Packers defense is pretty good.
Yeah. Packers defense is good. The Los Angeles Rams, baby, they're going down there in New England. Them Cali boys gonna see some cold weather, maybe. I don't know what the weather is up there. It's still hot as hell down here. Personal.
A little bit chilly.
Personal complaints. Hot as hell, bro. I feel like July down here still. Rams minus 4.5 on the road. Total set at 43 in the hook here. We jumping on the Rams. You jumping on the Rams after that Monday night heartbreak? I mean, it was heartbreaking.
Let me I gotta check with somebody real quick. Yeah, my accountant says we're out of Rams money for the season. I don't know if I'm not touching this game. That 4 is disgusting. If it was 2.5, sure. I mean, they should win. This is very similar to the Packers. They should win this game by 4.5, but I don't. I want nothing to do with it. I damn near it's disgusting, but I almost want to take the Patriots in the teaser to keep it close. But I know that is also the wrong bet, so I'm just gonna stay away from this game. Maybe take Ramondre Stevenson to score a rushing touchdown, but like I said, I'm probably gonna stay away from this game.
Man,
for good reason.
The Rams are healthy, though, man.
Yeah, they were healthy. They got their ass kicked on Monday night. So and that was prime time. I watched that thing. So it's like
I know, that's what I'm saying. They're healthy. How could they lose? That's what I was told
Okay, they
Monday.
lose.
They healthy.
They had their whole offensive line back. I guess them boys needed more than one game to get ready. Man, I do feel like there should be a bounce back here for the Rams, but I just don't want 4.5. Man, that's gross.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Speaking of gross, Cleveland Browns taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Pick
This
'em.
thing's set at 1.5. Saints the favorite, minus 108 both ways on the money line. However, that's always fun. Here, pick a winner because we don't know. That's what the book's telling you. Total set at 45, 44, excuse me, 44.5. Got my morning eyes on this morning. Where you at on this New Orleans Cleveland game? Is Jameis Winston starting? Are we getting a Jameis Winston in the dome game starting against the New Orleans Saints and new coach Darren Rizzi? Derek
Oh,
Carr?
yes, we are, and I'm excited about it. I'm trying to. They actually have some stuff up, so I'm trying to see what the numbers are to finally fully confirm. They don't have that up. Okay, sweet. I like. Give me the Saints, man. I love the Darren Rizzi energy that we're bringing so far. Usually the drop offs are pretty bad for interim coach games, so I am very nervous about that. But they should win this game realistically, you would think, especially in the Superdome. But I think Jameis is going to have a little bit of a fun time coming back. Give me Jameis over 1.5 passing touchdown. Jameis anytime touchdown. I think he's going to get a QB sneak in honor of the Falcons game. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bet the Saints this week. I think that they at least win another game, and then we'll come back next week. You see, who they play next week before Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. Before we, be on the
Man,
bus with you for one more game. They won us money last week. I mean that. To be fair though, I mean that was the most new coach theory game ever. Where like young Oku's missing all these kicks.
oh my
They're getting
goodness.
anything to go their way that they can. I mean that's what you got to do though to
Ah,
win. So I'm excited to see what they bring this week.
ah,
I'm
never
excited to
seen
see what
something so pretty. Oh,
I mean, also to be fair, one thing to end it on, Dennis Allen is so bad, and I think that this coach might actually genuinely be an upgrade. And he's had some head coaching experience before in college. I mean, hey, he can pump the boys up.
odds that every single coach that's ever taken over midseason for the Saints only won one game the rest of the season that they took over. They're like 1-4, 1-7, 1-3, 1-8. None of them have won more than one game.
But
But at least
I'm pretty sure that means they're at least firing him on like last game or two of the season, so they're only getting like one or two chances. At least he might have a chance to rack them wins up a little bit, right?
Man, let's get it,
Right?
bruh. I said about 3 weeks ago they should be able to win 5 in a row. They didn't after I said that lost the next two. So I don't know, man. I feel like we got the easiest schedule in the damn world. We got like Browns, Raiders. The Raiders are our last game of the season. I don't know exactly who we got, but we got like I know we still got the Bucks. I think once I don't know, soft schedule. Saints should be able to do something, but I ain't got no faith in the team that's only won 3 games.
Browns by Rams, Giants, Commanders, Packers, Raiders, Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one team on there that you said that I think is good.
I would say Commanders, Packers, Bucks are toughest games. Yeah, Rams, Giants, Browns, Raiders are all winnable. Go 4-3. Finish the season
Let's
6 and whatever,
go.
6-11.
Let's get it, man. Tennessee. They're hosting the Vikings this weekend. Minnesota, no touchdowns last weekend, still got the win. That's a good football team. That's a sign of a good football team. Win at all costs. F how it looks. Vikings 5.5 point favorites against the Tennessee Titans, who actually showed a little bit of life last week themselves. Total set at 39.5. Before we get into this game, real quick, personal note. I it don't matter. I was about to talk some fantasy real quick. It's dumb. It don't matter. It
Go
don't matter.
ahead.
It don't matter. Calvin Ridley's on my bench, and when one of my players was hurt, and I said and I said I ain't starting no Calvin Ridley, bro. He been trash all year.
Because of Worthy.
So yeah, I went to the last minute, last second, and
I
picked up a
saw.
free agent. And instead of having Calvin Ridley's 30 points in a win, I got Xavier Worthy's 2 points in a loss. And it's the first time in my fantasy career that I've drove home 3 days later from work and been like, I gotta just live with my decisions.
It's tough sometimes when that happens. When you're just looking at your bench, it's like, man. I mean, that's the worst part about fantasy football. Sometimes even like you can overthink yourself to death, and then even worse is sometimes even when you get it right, you get it wrong, and now you're gonna play the game where it's like, man, now you're scared to even start him again because you know the stinkers he's had and everything.
Oh no, we got Taysom Hill starting at the flex now. I completely gave up on the season. We're just putting the
Hey,
boys in now.
hey, if you went out though, anything can happen. My league's been tough. Been a very close battle between people. I mean, we're talking for those people who obviously don't know. 8-2 is first, 7-3 is second, third is 6-4. Your boy. Fourth place is 5-5, tied with fifth place. Sixth place is 4-6, 4-6, 4-6, 4-6. And then we got 3-7. I mean, you only 2 went down, big dog. But yeah, it's not losing that one last week is a heartbreaker. That's one that's like, man, that put you from right there to.
I should have just put him in the game, bro. He's right there on my bench.
I can't believe he went that. He went crazy. By the way, Vikings -5.5. I think they bounce back here, and if they don't, I'm done betting them for the season. Just kidding. I'll give them like a 2-week break. But
How do you bet the Vikings, man? The Vikings is one of those teams, bro. Like Sam Darnold, no thank you, bro. I can't back him even if they're whatever their record is.
I'll put it to you this way: I bet 4.5 Wednesday before I moved to 7.5, and the 4.5 covered. So it's like,
You're playing with house
that was
money.
that's basically one of those situations. Like, why not? We'll take the 5.5 because I think truly that Brian Flores' defense is going to be one of those things where there's a chance Vikings defensive touchdown might be at play in this game with our Mayo boy back there, our quarterback. So that's why I basically fade Mayo. That's what we're doing. Fade
Fade
Will Levis.
Mayo. That makes sense, man. I might be on that Vikings -5.5 with you. Fade and Mayo, huh?
If he gives him 7, it's going to be even better because there's a chance that at any time Mayo will give you 7.
Anytime, baby. I like it, man. Speaking of anytime, Colts, Jets. Either one of these teams could drop 30 on your head. Either one of these teams could drop 6 on your head. Both of these teams been inconsistent. Both of these teams
As
trying to
hell.
right the boat. We got the Colts 3.5-point dogs on the road going into New York, taking on the Jets. Total set at 43 and a hook. Where you at on your boys this week, man?
Love the hook. Another situation where I love the hook again because I think they at least keep this close. But oh boy, this is the game of the season for the Colts. They got to win this game. I'm excited to see the rushing numbers for Jonathan Taylor is a lot better when Anthony Richardson in. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, if the Colts don't win this game, I mean, the Jets fans already want to be done with their season. They're mad and as irritated as can be. If we lose, it's basically like I hate to say it, but how the Saints lost to the Panthers. That's a very similar how I'm feels like, man, we lost to them. They've been bad. They've not been good. So it's like one of those situations where you lose to them, you just kind of know, like, all right, so our season's kind of toasted, huh? But like I said, I'm gonna take some Jonathan Taylor rushing over. Might take some AR rushing over if it's a reasonable number. I don't think they've released it yet, but for sure gonna take Jonathan Taylor stuff, take him to score. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Anthony Richardson come back and bounce back, but we gotta also do the usual Colts fade. Every game this season, either a rushing over or a receiving over hits. So I'm just going to take Brees Hall's rushing over and then Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams receiving over. Take both of them. Take all 3, and there's a good chance 2 of those 3 hit, in my opinion. I feel like because like the Colts defense, they played good last week. I'll give them that. Before for whatever reason, man, they give up so many goddamn yards. But hey, sometimes they lock up when they need to. But like Kenny Moore said, I don't think all the guys are working hard in that building.
What's your record?
4-6. We're literally like a game out of the wild card right now. That's how disgusting it is. Like I've said this shit to you all season. We're a game out of the wild card. It's unbelievable.
I like it, man.
4-6. Yeah, the Colts have a way. And you know what's great? Can we talk? We can't talk Texans yet. I forgot that's later. But yeah, with how rough the Texans have been these last few games, man, Colts can still win the division somehow, even though they got swept by them.
Hey. I'm going to tell you, man, like a wise man told me once, don't get your hopes up and your heart won't get broken.
Oh, I'm not, but they've been 2 games back now for like
I know
2 or 3 weeks. So it's like, God damn it, they're roping me in. I'm trying my hardest.
I'm just pulling your leg. Hey, that's the whole point of being a fan, man.
I'm trying.
You gotta believe. Somehow the Saints gonna still win the Super Bowl this year, bro. Somehow.
I mean, they're only a game back of the Bucks.
I mean, all we gotta do is never lose again, bro.
That is
We can
very
go.
true.
We can go 12-0 the rest of the season and win a Super Bowl.
Maybe you got all your losses out of the way, too, right?
Why not get them out the way early? That's how I look at it.
I mean, the Bengals do that shit every season.
Why not? Speaking of the Bengals, there's the AFC, whatever the North matchup. Ravens, Steelers. Steelers +3 at home. Give it to me, baby. Nice and slow. I'm going to wait a little bit, though, because we're probably going to get a +4 come Sunday. I can't believe people aren't going to bet the Ravens. I think they're just nervous right now. They're going to think about it, and then they're going to see the 3.5. Wish they bet the 3, and then they're going to bet the 3.5. It's going to move to 4, and I'm going to come in there off the top rope, elbow down on the +4 on the Steelers. Or you probably catch this thing live, Steelers +18 at some point in the game, and watch them come back and backdoor it. I mean, you know the Ravens going to go up by 2 touchdowns at least once in this game.
Hey, I feel like I have a perfect head situation for this game. I'm going to be on the Ravens -3 just in the off chance that you have a bounce back from the last game, but the Steelers special might be in play. Ravens to win the first half. Steelers to win at the end of regulation, +950. That's going to be my hedge for this game because exactly like you said, I think the Ravens are going to go up early. And there's a chance I think that, yeah, the Steelers can come back and win like they have in almost every game. I sent you the stat about it. That has hit 3 games this year, the Steelers special has. And if you put $100 on it all year, you would be up $1,700 so far this season with it. It's insane how it's almost like clockwork. They just love to be down the first half and the second half. The second half adjustments.
Hey,
Yeah,
they got to feel like their back's up against the wall, man.
Yeah, they got to taste their own blood, as some people would like to say.
How could you blame them?
I like Eric Henry to score. My take Najee. I'm curious. They finally do have it up, but they don't have the players. I was curious what longest reception would be for George Pickens and Mike Williams. If it's reasonable, might take that just for the simple fact that Moonball boy Russell Wilson loves to throw them up there.
No, I love it, man. I can't wait
Yeah,
to
that's
watch
gonna
this
be a fun
game.
game. This is gonna be a fun game.
I'm gonna have money on the Steelers some way, somehow, but I'm gonna wait to get the biggest plus I can find. And I might even wait till it's live at halftime and it's like 24-7 and everybody's crying, and I'm gonna be on that Steelers +18. So shout
Like
out.
just wait, we coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. Anyway, Raiders. They're taking on the Dolphins this weekend. Dolphins were -8.5 yesterday. That thing's moved down to -7. At what point does this number have to get for you to bet the Dolphins? Are you already there with the -7? And the total sitting at 44 on the hook here. I mean, I haven't seen the Raiders score since Devontae Adams got a hamstring injury.
I don't know who even their quarterback's going to be at this point, so I do want to.
Is it?
I'm going to take some The Rizzler. I think it might be Ritter. I don't know. Could be Desmond Ritter. Could be Gardner Minshew. Hell, they might have Brock Bowers back there at some point. I don't know. I mean,
Can you throw, son?
I mean, it's getting to that point with the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell might be coming back. I don't know. I mean, this was 6.5. I would like it a little bit more. If it was 5, 4, 3, if it was 2.5, I'd be all over it. But I might just stay away from this game. I don't know. They should win this game big, but for whatever reason, I feel like it's going to be a close game. Because I just don't know. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but I feel like the Dolphins are going to mess around or something. Even though they really can't afford to. That's the only thing that keeps me wanting to kind of take it. It's like they really need to start winning games. Because just for a reason, to win their division, they're plus 14,000. So the only way they're getting in is wild card. Pretty much.
You can't do it.
I might just stay away. I mean,
I don't even know how they beat the Rams. I mean, it's not like they even played good. Stafford just played worse.
I mean, yeah, if they finish those drives, I mean, it's a whole different game. Obviously, you have some butts and all that, whatever, but you can't do it. You can't do it. That's the story. You said it best. You can't do it.
Man, NFC West, baby. Talking about the Seahawks going to San Francisco, taking on the 49ers. Niners minus the 6.5 at home. Total here set at 48 in the hook. It's Niners or nothing. Probably be nothing.
I might take the over.
The
This has
over.
a potential shootout. Yeah, that's for me, and I might take some Christian McCaffrey stuff. But yeah, for me, it's potentially over. Christian McCaffrey stats are bust. This is one of those games. It's gonna be a fun watch, but I just don't. I just know whatever I put my money on is gonna lose. I have to see it live if I want to take anything.
Christian.
Gotta be live. Gotta be live. Gotta be live. I feel like.
Gots to be live. All right, man. Yeah.
Because you got to see who's getting involved. Because like, it's going to be Debo, it's going to be Juwan Jennings. Because it's just one of those weeks where the hot hand gets a lot of it. And I'm a gambling man, but I don't want to gamble on this game.
Nah, this is yeah.
Especially when we got a game upcoming. A few of them that are like, let me invest in those a little bit more.
Oh, I hear you 100%. One of them that we're not talking about is the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Denver Broncos. Broncos at
Hell
home,
no.
laying 2.5, baby, taking on the Falcons and the mentally broken Young Wei Koo. Total here set at 44 in the hook. Kirk Cousin and boys trying to bounce back. Sean Payton, I'm sure. I'm sure he still hates those dirty birds, even though he's with the Denver Broncos now. I'm looking for Denver Broncos to win and win big.
Is this BYU Kansas? This line feels fishy as hell. I honestly feel like Falcons could win this game because they're really talented, but Denver's defense pretty good. They should have beat the Chiefs last week if they didn't have a guy who clearly shouldn't have been in the position he was. After further review, that guy should have not been at that position apparently. And yeah, I think I like the Broncos, but like I said, we don't need to get involved in this game. I might go nasty and do like Audric estimate anytime touchdown, Broncos money line, do something like that because I'm sure the odds on that would be pretty nice, and just leave it at that. Forget I took anything on that game. End up maybe getting something live if you catch a good vibe of the game. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can see these teams winning.
Sean Payton ain't gonna lose to the Falcons, bro.
Then I'll wait to take Denver's money line when it's better.
You can trust me on that one.
You are the insider. You would know. That is your boy.
That's my boy, baby. Kansas City, the Chiefs. Getting them at plus money. Why, yes. Taking on the Buffalo Bills minus 2.5 at home. The Bills are total set at 46 in the hook. I think a lot of people are wrong on this game if this line is minus 2.5, and that's just my opinion. I think they're putting a lot too much weight on the fact that the Chiefs barely win, because when I look at it, I just see that the Chiefs win
again.
every week.
Your head. How they do this shit? How can you not bet them until they lose? I mean, literally, they should have lost last week, and the fact they blocked that field goal is like, all right, man. I mean, they aren't going to win every single game. I don't think so, but I don't think this is going to be the game they lose, man. Especially the Bills didn't look like. I'll admit the Bills did look pretty decent against the Colts. They did look a lot better. They did look decent, I'll admit, but can I tell you Jonathan Taylor's rushing stats in this game? 21 rushes, 114 yards. When the Colts couldn't do anything on offense, really. What are the Chiefs going to do to them? I just think that the running game is going to be pretty good in this game. Watch out for Xavier Worthy getting maybe a few trick rushes potentially, because the Bills gave the Chiefs this draft pick, and no, I just think Chiefs plus money. How can you not bet it? Honestly, let's just be realistic. I mean, I don't need to explain it. I don't feel like. Something I will say though, they don't have it up, do they? They do. DeAndre Hopkins over receiving yards. I love that. DeAndre Hopkins over receptions. I love that. If it's going to be a 4.5, I love that number because I have him for about like 5 for 55, 60, and is receiving over that 51.5. So it's like, I like that a lot because I think for most of these games, you're going to get about 6 for 60 on average.
Yeah, I mean, he's the go-to guy now.
He's the Rashee Rice.
Yeah, he's the only receiver they have basically left with
That's Kelsey. I said, yeah, them and Kelsey. I mean, shit, Kelsey, them tires, but a little bit bald, boy.
Yeah.
They ain't spinning like they used to.
I think, and this is, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but people need to realize that these players don't give a damn about a spread. And I think what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes realized is all we got to do is win to win. Like, we don't have to put up 500 yards and 12 touchdowns just to win this ball game. Let's just go out there, get the win, and move on to next week and try to stack up these damn rings while we here and get the hell up on out of here, bro.
You said it best. I mean, Mahomes even himself has admitted it. Like, I've just learned. He's like, yeah, I've just learned how to be. Like, at the beginning of his career, yeah, I was like, chuck it around the yard, do all that. And now he's learned, like, hey, I just need to win the game, man. We can rely on our defense. We can I need to get in spots. If I need to throw it away, throw it away. I mean, it's.
And you could tell.
Especially. And they don't have the star receiver like Tyreek Hill anymore, to where he's like, all right, I can hyper target him. He's always going to be open with his speed. Like, they can spread it around now to everybody. And it's like, you don't. That's why it's so frustrating to bet on them sometimes. It's like, you want to take a guy, but you don't know who's going to be the guy that week.
Yeah.
Now
And
you
I
kind of
love
do
it.
because they have two guys.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, just win. Go out there and win. It's like old school football almost. Like,
Oh, and hey, even
clock
better news,
management, first down, touchdown. All right, we up 4. We good.
we're down 14-3 to the Broncos, and we just find a way to shut them out completely, and then block a field goal when they're at the 35, where the Broncos are probably sitting there like, all right, man, hey,
We got 'em.
Goddamn Chiefs, we just got a block here and it's over. That guy's making a 35-yarder middle of the field. Are you serious? That shit over. And then the Chiefs gonna find a way to Chiefs, man. It's unbelievable. Isaiah Pacheco coming back from IR probably 3 weeks from now. So watch out for that. But yeah, I'm gonna look for some Kareem Hunt rushing stats as well. Potentially some other guys, because like I said, the Bills defense, they get ran on. That's their weakness. And yeah.
And you just know that it means so much to Josh Allen. So you know he's going to just start seeing red. And somewhere and just start throwing picks left and right because he can't keep up.
Especially if they go down, yeah. There's a chance that, because it does mean a lot. I mean, obviously it means every football game means a lot, but this is like this is gonna be a legacy thing at this point, where it's gonna be like they're gonna talk about Josh. It's gonna be like legacy thing, where it's like Mahomes versus Allen. They're gonna talk about the career stats and everything. So like, these guys, as much as these guys don't care about stats like we talked about, they're stupid. They know.
Last thing I'm going to say about this game, and it goes against everything I just said, and I still 100% believe Chiefs are going to win. This could be one of them situations where the Bills get them in the regular season, talk trash about it all season, and then the playoffs come, and then they get that ass whooped. And then everybody says, "Who gives a damn about what you did in the regular season?" And the Bills say, "But we beat them in November."
You said it best. I agree.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Give me the damn Chiefs, man. Cincinnati, the Bengals, baby. They're taking on the Chargers. The Bengals are dogs here. I mean, not really surprising. Chargers, 6-3, looking like a damn good team. -1.5 on the spread, -126 on the money line. Total set at 47.5. One thing is though, I think if the Bengals can get over 24 points on this defense, they're gonna win the game. That's just my opinion. I don't know if the Chargers can get over 24 points in the game for some reason.
I honestly think they can. I just don't think they've had to for a few weeks. I feel like Justin Herbert's actually been getting better each and every week, and man, I'm all in on Harbaugh. He's one. I've loved Harbaugh before, but my God, listen, did you see that mic'd up of him this last week?
Nah.
Let's go, Beast! Oh my God, I mean, the whole game he said there, good throw, 10, and warm ups. He says, yeah, 10, yeah. I mean, dude, he's literally the best. I mean, I wish I could have played under him at Michigan. I mean, he seems like an awesome guy. Play under. I actually am going to lean Chargers here. I think they've been playing really, really well. I gave it out on my show, but I might actually pull it back because I think this is a must-win for the Bengals. But my heart wants to take the Chargers, man, just because of Harbaugh. I love what Herbert's been doing. I love everything I've been seeing from the Chargers. And God damn it, I'm tired of betting the Bengals and watching them lose.
Oh,
Didn't bet last week and
sick
they
of it.
lost. That's just like, yeah, I don't even want to be involved with it anymore, just because it'd be heartbreaking to take them at 1.5 and watch them lose by 2.
I mean, it's
I'd rather catch them live at like 3 or 7 if I can get that.
It's the Bengals are starting to break some hearts, man. The reality is starting to be that this Bengals team is never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
I don't want to be that guy.
Never gonna get it.
Something's not clicking right. I don't know what it is exactly, but something about the team just ain't right. Could be the owner, Could be the head coach. Could be one of the players. Maybe one of the first two I said. I don't know. I was thinking about that.
It just feels like, damn, this core that y'all had, like y'all really about to have to. I hate to say it, kind of do a rebuild. I mean, the O line, D line, Chase is young, Burrow's young. I mean, they not even young no more, but they still young. I mean, you still got
Yeah.
another 8-9 years at least out of them. But
And at least got another 3 or 4 elite years.
yeah, you're gonna have to start rebuilding all the other pieces around them again.
Man. I think the highlight of that core is going to be that missed throw by Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl. That if they connect to it, they win. That's going to haunt, I think, Bengals fans for many, many years if they can't get this right. It was right there by that boy Aaron Donald, man. A beast.
Aaron Donald, huh?
Missing, man.
Never was a fan of him. I'll say that. I get it though. He's a beast.
What was all that about?
Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Never been a fan. I'll just keep it like that. Not a fan, bro. Not a fan.
Oh.
Not a fan.
After further review, I think I understand why. Anyway, okay. Is it a little bit of LS syndrome?
Hey, the Rams, they can go ahead and take that defense they talk about and put it wherever the hell they want to put it. That defense, yeah. As long as they ain't get the ring though. Shout out to Tom Brady having our back on that one.
Man, yeah. Tough. I still can't believe that. That's what a wild time. What a time to be alive.
It's all gravy, man. I'll tell you this quick story. 2002, first game Houston Texans ever played. I believe it was Monday Night Football. Could have been Sunday Night Football, but I believe it was Monday Night Football. Texans hosting the Cowboys. 2002. Derek Carr's older brother, David Carr, getting the W. Texans. I think it was a crazy Hail Mary at the end of that game. I mean, I was a young buck. I was about 11, but I remember watching that game. Houston Texans first game ever, and they beat the Cowboys. And now we got the Texans in prime time against the Cowboys, -7.5. Total here set at 42 in the hook. Texans. I'm gonna let you go first, but I think they do everything they haven't done this season and put up 40-some damn points on this Cowboys team.
Joe Mixon gonna have a game, man. I think they're gonna be able to run all over. Biggest thing, they just gotta block Micah Parsons. They're able to block Micah Parsons. I mean, I don't know. The Cowboys, I think their season's done. I mean, Jackson hamstring surgery. I mean, it basically just is a lame duck. This already was a lame duck year. Now for sure they're just gonna push this shit over to, and they're probably just gonna roll it over to next season, which is a freedom boys, baby.
You heard the Michael Parsons statement
about Big Mike?
Mike McCarthy can go on the hell on there, wherever the hell he wants.
Yeah, that. As a player, there's some things that you wish you could take back in the media that I heard other former players say. I feel like there was a few sentences that he should have said. He basically said, "Man, I'm going to play here hard for the guys that have been here, who actually work hard and do shit. Unlike that fat fuck Big Mike." I mean, that's basically what he said without saying it. I mean, it was wild. I won't lie. Very, very wild for Michael Parsons to say that. But yeah, give me Houston Texans by 7.5. My biggest pet peeve with them though, they got to fix. Texans, no second half touchdowns in 5 of 6 last games. That's a big issue. They got to figure out this second half.
It's been over a month.
Yeah, and they literally lost them the game against the Lions, so they got to figure that shit out. But I think Joe Mixon's going to run wild on the Cowboys. CJ Stroud's going to have a little bit of bounce back game. I think the Cowboys are just going to. I think there's going to be some boos in Jerry World because of the quarterback play. I mean, 23 attempts for 45 yards. Cooper Rush got benched at the end of the third. The end of the third, he had 45 yards. I haven't seen numbers like that since Carson Wentz in 2020, and I was live at that game. He fucking stunk. Dude, I mean, seriously, it was the third quarter, and Burrow threw for like 57 passing yards. I'll never forget it. Finished the game with like 112. Jonathan Taylor won us that game against the Patriots. It was unbelievable. That was a moment right there. I'm like, I'm done with this guy, man.
Yeah.
Also, shout out T.Y. I'm pretty sure he got ejected that game. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Or not T.Y., sorry. It might have been Pittman.
Fun times, man. Fun
Oh yeah.
times.
Shout out Carson Wentz, man, and Matt Ryan, and Phillip Rivers, and Jacoby Brissett, and
No,
I want
hey,
to keep going. It's gonna break my heart. And Joe Flacco, and Anthony
revolving
Richardson,
revolving door, baby.
bro. Like In-N-Out Burger, man. Just drive-through service. Hello, may I take your order? Thank you, Matt, and shout out Matt Ryan. Forgot about that guy too.
Matty Ice, baby.
Had one great run for us against the Raiders. That's basically the highlight of his time with the Raiders. One Jeff Saturday game.
Ah,
New
I got a
coach theory,
lot.
baby.
We got a
They
lot
got
of
Matt
Matt.
Ryan out here running 20 miles an hour because of new coach theory.
Yeah. No, Matty Ice, baby. Man.
Oh
Now
man.
that kid was special.
Last quarterback that threw 5 interceptions and won a game in 2012 was Matt Ryan. Shout out.
Shout out. Man.
I'm still mad at him about the Super Bowl, but it's whatever at this point now.
What Super Bowl?
28-3.
Oh,
Very anti-Patriots guy at the time too. I've come around now that Tom Brady's gone. I was disgusted. I know for you that was awesome because of the Dirty Birds, but as a guy who was manning over Brady, that disgusted me, man. I was pissed. Sour taste in my mouth. Our house was celebrating like, yeah, fuck Tom. All that dumb shit. And it's like, man, he did it again. God damn it.
man, I was sitting on the couch and I said, man, I don't know why. I feel like it ain't over, bro. Like I just kept saying, I just don't think it's over. Even
We deep
before it
down
was
now.
28-3, like even the whole first, like every time the Falcons were scoring, I was like, bro, I just don't think it's over yet, bro.
Get more, please. Get more, please.
I
Dude,
think
it's just never over with that guy. It's never over.
nah, it's the GOAT, bro. It's the Falcons, man. Never won a
Damn
Super Bowl
dirty
in their
birds.
life. Nah, it was fun times, bro. You saw the next season after that, Saints played them. Sean Payton's on the sideline going like this to him.
Yeah. Didn't he get fined for that?
Hey, and I bet you he'll do it again.
Probably. Shout out Sean
Broncos
Payton,
minus 2.5. No, I'm playing. It's gonna be a
man. Hey, shout
blast,
out Bo
man.
Nix, though. Plus 1,600 for rookie of the year. Behind Jane Daniels, minus 12,000.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Man, Jaden Daniels. I did not see it coming. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I didn't think he'd be this good.
I watched him a lot at LSU, mostly every game. And I mean every time the kid got tackled, he was out. So I was like, he gonna get to the NFL, bro. I don't know if he gonna make it 5 games into the season.
Man, just the way you worded that. I watched him at LSU mostly every game. I watched every snap. I didn't think he got it.
Yeah, nah.
Dude, shout out for real though. He's been like, I think, like I said, we talked about a little bit last week the Cliff Kingsbury thing. I think shout out for real Cliff Kingsbury as well. I think he's done major work in making it as comfortable as can be for Jaden Daniels, and that's how it should be in the NFL, which is awesome because now we get to see the best of Jaden Daniels versus the growing pains of having a quarterback like Caleb Williams, Anthony Richardson, Drake May, and on and on and on and on the list of all these young guys that just don't get paired up with the right guy. It feels like Jaden Daniels found the right guy, and we're like I said, it's really special because now it's like one of those things where it's like, regardless, now he's gonna stick around for 15 years because he's a first round pick.
Yeah, I mean it's magic, man. And when you're making a good, delicious something, you gotta have more than one ingredients. People take talent, they take a strong arm, they take one attribute. Oh, he has whatever legs he can move.
Potential.
Yeah, and you gotta pair it with something, and you gotta grow it. You gotta sprinkle it with water every day. Get it the right sun. Make sure it learns the playbook, not just learning the playbook, but what's the third option? Like not for you. You got option one and it be what's C. I think Jaden Daniels has shown that he goes to his third, fourth option smoothly, and if he has to get out the pocket and get rid of it, he does. But a lot of these quarterbacks, young quarterbacks at least, I think once 1 and 2 is over with, you just see them just literally freak out and get sacked and make mistakes or try to make something happen and force it. And that's when you see the Mayos and the Caleb Williams throwing these picks from their knees damn near.
Yeah, I forgot about that boy. I forgot about Mayo boy.
That's your boy?
That boy. That's not my boy. He actually is my boy.
I believed in him.
I don't know. I wasn't fully sold on him, but I loved it because that meant that the Titans were gonna have a few years of hindering themselves for a bit.
Oh
That's why
yeah,
I like.
they're in complete
Regardless, he was gonna have
rebuild now.
yeah. Getting rid of Vrabel and Henry. Look how well that's going for him so far.
Yeah,
Who would have guessed it?
man, man. Please, any last thoughts?
Oh, it's gonna be a
Last
great NFL weekend.
last
College got us
words.
last weekend. Go ahead. Sorry.
Last words.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say yeah, but I thought you said we're last third. You were right on it. The last 3 weeks of the season, basically last third of the season for college football. Kind of a lame duck weekend this weekend, but next weekend we got game of the year according to FanDuel. I can't. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. Hopefully, well, like I said, NFL this week is gonna carry us for what's gonna be a fun weekend next weekend and some college football. And like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be a fun weekend. Good weekend of football, college football. Eh, gonna be all right. NFL football though, that's where it's gonna get us because we do have some bangers on deck. Maybe
You
a good
gonna
teaser weekend as well.
you gonna be on it? The plus
On
10
what?
and a half.
There's a bear shit in the woods. Hey man, we talked about it last year knowing when to jump off the ship. Ohio State. I'm not betting any goddamn money on Ohio State. Are you serious? I'd rather lose my money on Indiana.
Hey,
All day, every day, baby. Go Hoosiers. Light with a sig.
light the sig, baby.
Yeah, hey, you enjoy your college basketball. I'm gonna get running. And hey, like we said, we can't say light the sig. It's not that weekend. What should we end with? Not free AR5.
Go Tigers.
Maybe go Tigers. That could be, but that fits you more than me.
And I'm gonna be honest, that don't fit me at all because F them, bro. They already out the playoffs, bro. You lost to Alabama like you lost to Alabama. You don't even deserve my shout outs. Should have took the damn pennant off the wall for a week. Put a
Man,
white
put him
flag
on a week
over it.
probation.
Yeah,
Week
just cover it
probation.
up.
I will
God.
leave you with this. I did think of something that's interesting. Keep an eye on these games. Boise State, Tulane, Army. Those are going to be the three teams. Army doesn't play this weekend, obviously, but those are going to be the three teams that are fighting for the Group of 5 playoff spot. And yeah, that's what we need to watch for. But yeah, like to enjoy college basketball, my boy. I'll catch you on the flip, man.
All right. Yes, sir. Still here, baby. Rocking and rolling. Weird college basketball slate tonight. There are a few games I'm interested in, but there's nothing I really want to pull the trigger on. But there are a few games. Again, I am interested in trying to let the video catch up. But anyway, Buffalo plus 4.5 at home taking on Bryant. Don't think they should be dogs in that game. I think they should be favored by 4.5. Actually, Buffalo taking on Bryant. One of those small teams, small games that I just think is wrong. I think Buffalo handles business over there against Bryant. At home, plus 4.5, plus 168 on the money line if you want to have some fun on this Thursday. But the plus 4.5 for sure. Is a game I like. Plus 4.5 on Buffalo, baby. Talking college hoops right here on Captain by a Hook. Uh, Coppin State, UMBC, 10.5. I just think 10 is too big in a game like this. But I'm gonna stay away from that one. Again, a lot of games that just I don't know. I'm having trouble pulling the trigger on any one of these games. Weird Thursday night slate for college hoops, baby. Uh, Missouri, they're 33.5 point favorites over Mississippi Valley State. Missouri minus 33.5. No, thank you. But definitely like Missouri in the game, but the minus 33.5 is just out of there. Way, way out of there. Wichita State minus 7.5. You could probably get there. I wouldn't be mad at you for taking it. Minus 7.5. It's juiced minus 115. Money is coming in on Wichita State. They're taking on Northern Iowa. Wichita State has shown that they are going to be a competitive team this year. They've had some competitive games already. Another one. But however, if I asked you this question, would you bet on Oklahoma State? You're probably going to say no. They're laying 10.5. You'd have to lay 10.5 with them at home, taking on Southern Illinois. I just can't do it. You can't do it. I can't lay 10.5 with Oklahoma State. Chattanooga taking on Morehead State. I think this game can go either way. I think it should be a lot shorter than the number is, so maybe plus 11.5. But I could see Chattanooga running away with it maybe. 11.5 just feels way too big. I think Morehead State can keep it somewhat close. But hey, I've been wrong before. LSU taking on Kansas State. LSU plus 7.5. I might, this actually might be a bet for me. LSU plus the 7.5, taking on Kansas State. This is going to be their first game of the season, really, that means anything. Not means anything. This is both of these teams' first game of the season against another big time school. Yeah, Tigers took on Louisiana Monroe, beat them by 35, and then they beat Alabama State by 13 on Sunday. And now you get Kansas State tonight. That's gonna probably the biggest game of the night, just team wise, is Kansas State LSU. It's gonna be a fun one, man. I'm telling you, I like LSU plus the points, plus 7.5. I might them in Buffalo. I'm thinking about it. Definitely thinking about it. Kansas State played UNO New Orleans, beat them by 24, and then they beat Cleveland State by 13. So both of these teams kind of got two warm-up games, and now here you go. Battle of the Purples. Plus 7.5. I'm gonna take it. We're gonna take the points with LSU. It's gonna be a fun one. Speaking of fun ones, man, it's hard not to lay this 5.5 with Grand Canyon University taking on Arizona State. Both of these teams, it says it's at Arizona State. It's about a 20-minute drive between these campuses, between Grand Canyon University and Arizona State tonight. GCU minus 5.5 on the road. Arizona State just played Gonzaga and just played them tough, 88-80. They lost to Gonzaga, but they kept it within 8. They were 22-point dogs in that game, so 22-point dogs, you only lose by 8. Showed a lot of fight. Now you come in tonight against Grand Canyon, who's another tournament team. 5.5-point dogs. I feel like you're kind of just whoever you pick here, you just got your fingers crossed and you're hoping and wishing for the best. Man, it's just hard for me to bet against Bobby Hurley, especially at home. But Grand Canyon can definitely get out and run. Again, they can get out and score. Minus the 5.5 on Grand Canyon if I had to bet that game, but it's hard to bet against Arizona State. Even though, like I said, they're not the scariest team on paper. Grand Canyon can definitely get out and score. South Dakota State. I'm actually going to bet this one. I'm going to talk about that one in a minute. Sheesh. I'm still thinking about that Grand Canyon Arizona State game. Man. New Mexico State -6.5 taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I think that game should be more of a pick 'em. Think it's going to come down to the wire. 72-69, 72-70. I think it's going to be a tight-knit game. I think the under is a play if you like the under. I don't think both of these teams get into the high 70s. I think one of them sits around upper 60s, low 70s. For it to get up into the 150s, you would need both teams to get up to that 75 mark. I think at worst, you're seeing a 77, 72, 77, 70 game. But under 147 on New Mexico State, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. If you want to play a under in a weird game at 8:30, Pacific to be specific, taking on Northern Arizona. Light Pacific 6.5's a little big. I'm gonna stay away from it. Speaking of a number that's a little big that I'm going to stay away from, we got the Running Rebels of UNLV, Las Vegas -16.5 taking on Nebraska Omaha. Nebraska Omaha plus 16.5. Man, I think UNLV wins this game, but it's gonna be like 8-12. Don't think it gets to the 16.5 mark. Man, I was hoping the video would pick up before I gave out my bets. All right. It's captain by a hook, baby. Uh, college basketball tonight. Not the most exciting slates. Still got two of them for you. LSU, they're taking on Kansas State. I'm gonna take LSU and the points. We're gonna go plus 7.5 on the Tigers taking on Kansas State Wildcats. Battle of the Beast, I guess you could say. And then another game that's kind of funky, and you're gonna hate it, but I love it, baby. 2.5 is the line here. We got South Dakota State taking on Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado. Give me South Dakota State minus the 2.5 here. Home favorites like South Dakota State here. Think they can get out. I actually think they blow Northern Colorado out of the water. South Dakota State minus the 2.5 and LSU plus 7.5. Also, if you need some more action, some more action, if you will, Grand Canyon minus 5.5. Sheesh, it's tough to pull the trigger against Arizona State at home, but I think Grand Canyon's a team you can do it with. Uh, I haven't done it yet, but Grand Canyon minus 5.5 is a game I like a lot. That's the three I'm looking at. Uh, two bets, one lean. We're going LSU plus 7, South Dakota State minus 2.5. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the support. Thanks for hanging around with me. Take all these wagers at your own risk, and please, please gamble responsibly. Again, shout out to JCP for coming on and giving us all of his football picks.